Hi! So in this video, I'm going to share my experiences and what I feel and think about studying in London for the past 8 or 9 months. I am an international student. I'm from Indonesia and I'm currently studying at the London School of Economics and Political Science, or LSE as people know it. I'm studying gender studies. I moved here in September and now I'm completing my degree. It's only a year program and now I'm focusing on my dissertation. I just want to say that it's purely based on my experience. I can only talk for myself. I don't really want to generalize, but this is what I think. And from an Indonesian perspective, because I was born and raised and I live in Indonesia all my life, and this is the first time I live abroad, and this is from my perspective and my glasses only. So yeah, I am here with a scholarship from the UK government. It's a Chevening scholarship, and LSE paid for my tuition in partnership with Chevening. So I'm here with a full scholarship, and I'm studying gender studies in LSE Gender department. So that's kind of my background. It's a 1-year program. They have 3 terms, and now I'm in my last term, but I don't have any classes anymore. So first term is called Michaelmas term, and it's different in every university, but in LSE and in some universities in the UK, they actually divide the terms by Michaelmas term, Lent term, and summer term. Now I'm in summer term, but first it was Michaelmas term, and it lasted for roughly 3 months from September to the beginning of December, and then I have my winter break, and then I have my Lent term from the beginning of January until end of March, and then I have my Easter break, and then I am now in my summer term. So unlike in Indonesia, because I have an experience studying in Indonesia, 1 term in Indonesia is like 6 months, but here it's 3 months. So it's kind of faster and makes you flustered too. So that's that. I am very happy with my department, LSE Gender department. If you have any interest in studying gender studies, I really recommend you studying there. My program specifically is gender, media, and culture. I really like my department. Everyone is so nice, and the teachers are amazing, and they're very kind. They're very just, they give you all of the support, and I really love studying at LSE Gender, because with my background in communications, I have always wanted to study gender, but I don't want to forget about my my previous field in communication, and I kind of want to merge them together, and gender, media, and culture. So yeah, so we study a lot about representation, this and whatnot, and I don't really want to get into that here, but I just kind of want to talk briefly about my department. I give a special shout out to it because I'm really happy studying in LSE Gender. And next I want to talk about how it is to go on a day-to-day study schedule, or like how it is to take a master's degree in the UK. So you always have lectures and you always have seminars, and lectures are usual lectures where the teacher will give you lectures and will give usually a 1 hour to 2 hours lecture each week about a particular topic, and then usually after lectures you will have a seminar. A seminar is where you have a more two-way interactive communication with the teacher. Another thing that I want to talk about, that I want to bring up in relations to seminar and lecture, is reading list. So when you get here, when you get accepted And when you're starting your first term and when you're picking up your modules for each term, you will be given a specific reading list for each modules for each week. So you have to read those. There are usually key reading lists, and there are like optional reading lists. This is something that's very different from my experience studying in Indonesia. I used to study in the University of Indonesia. In my undergrad there, I don't really have to read before I go to class, but here you have to read before you go to class so that you will know what the lecturer will talk about and you will get a grasp about it. And especially in seminars, you can contribute and then you can discuss and you can argue about the specific issue or topic, or just discuss about the topic. And it's actually very good because it forces someone who doesn't like to read, like me, to read. So it forces you to read, which is good. So within this 9 months, I've read more books than I've read for the past 22 years. But yeah, so that's that. Reading is key. The tests or the exams. So there are essays and there are exams where you have to sit in a room and you have to write your answers within 2 hours. But thankfully for me, I don't have exams. I only have essays, and so the essays are usually submitted at the beginning of the next terms. It depends on each program and it depends for each department, but in my program and in specific modules that I took, essays are 100%, so there are no they're not grading anything else other than your essays. So it can be quite daunting because this one essays, it holds 100%, like it means 100% of your grade. That can be quite scary. But yeah, and in LSE, the grades are marked in pass, well, fail, pass, merit, and distinction. In each of those categories, from pass, for example, there's a high pass, and then merit, high merit, and then distinction, and then high distinction. Like pass equals to 50, and then I think merit equals to 60, and then above that is high merit and distinction. I don't remember, I think distinction is either 70 or 80. You can see that compared to Indonesia, for example, pass is 50, so it's very low, which means that it's quite difficult to get a pass, because like if you get a merit, which means like it's pretty good, it's 60. 60 is pretty good, so imagine like how hard it is to get more than 60. And social life in LSE, or how do I live a day-by-day student life. Eating out is expensive, so I usually cook and I bring food from home. I bring like a lunchbox, and then at LSE there are several microwaves, even though they can really add more. And then there are free water fountain everywhere. And another thing with the UK is that tap water is drinkable, so you can drink it, unlike in Indonesia. Not all tap water here, but most tap water. And studying and reading, I personally prefer to do it at home at this desk here with my laptop or in my bed, because I live in zone 3 and I don't always have classes every day, and sometimes I just don't really want to go to campus just to study like in the library, even though it's nice. They have a more ergonomic environment, but it's just easier here, because then if I go out I might buy food or whatever. It's a cheaper alternative here. What else? Yeah. Um, Everyone is just very into studying that I like. I feel like in my undergrad, or I don't know, maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just the difference between undergrad and masters in general. But like in undergrad, you study, but you take it lightly. In here, maybe also because it's a 1 year program, you only have 1 year, which is is a very like short period of time when you live it. I feel it now. It's like, oh my god, I have only been here for 8, 9 months, and now it's going to be over soon in September. Like now I'm doing my dissertation. It's crazy. Oh, and another thing that I want to say, at LSE you can book office hour. Office hour is like a time where you can discuss academic related matter with any professor. Any professor, not just in your department, but in other departments as well. It's 15 minutes per office hour, so you can book that, and that's great for when you want to write an essay about something, and you know that this particular professor is very is an expert in that area. They give you very like thorough feedback on your essay. So all in all, learning experience here in the UK is fantastic. I mean, I can only say it from my department. I learned a lot. I unlearned a lot, and I met a lot of good people, like a lot of great teachers. Students are great, you know, especially with seminar. We can discuss a lot of things from a lot of perspective, especially when you're talking about gender issues. Each country has their kind of their own perspective and their own problems, kind of. So that's just amazing. And I guess that is it.